Hey there, it's Anonymous Tea where we spill the tea anonymously. Hello, 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 everyone. Hello, YouTubers. Hope you guys are all having an amazing day today. So today we're talking Love Island Season 9, Episode 2, you guys. I will probably watch Episode 3 a little bit later today, you guys, and either do a video tonight or tomorrow, you guys, because I feel like this season's going to give up. It's going to give. It's going to give, you guys, regardless of what these Islanders look like. So we left off with Maya introducing a bombshell that is more so of a shell than a bomb, and remind me so much of last season's Jax, that also was a footballer, and basically he was the bombshell, right? And so his approach was to come in and just graft everybody, right? To just talk to everybody, including Tanya, you guys. And he even kissed her during the dirty laundry challenge, you guys. So very interesting stuff. So as we watch this episode, after they introduced Tom, as you guys know, they do the ceremonial type of truth or dare type of game. In this particular game, it was just like random dares to like just kiss people, give lap dances, kiss on somebody's toes, which was utterly disgusting. Although I found Will a little bit more entertaining this episode, I do think that he is on the chopping block, you guys. I still think he's on the chopping block, although I feel like producers might find a way to keep him like they kept Hugo and others, you guys, even though none of these women are romantically interested in them. In fact, none of these women are romantically interested in any of their couples. They're all interested in Kai, you guys, who his personality is kind of right? And he kind of looks different in some angles, but I guess overall he's the most manly looking man that's there, next to Tom, when it's all said and done. So I can see why all these girls are just so bored in their couples that they are willing to just risk it all with Kai. And I found Lana interesting to go ahead and kiss Shaq. So I already knew deep down who she was feeling, who she was interested in as well. So she is one to watch too. It seems like all these women, for the most part, with the exception of Tanyelle, that is really just biding their time. Just biding their time until the guy that they want comes along. I know people, I don't know why people are being so hard on Tanya on social media. Here's the thing, you guys, she's not interested in Shaq. She's not interested in him. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, right? Like, because there's these black love warriors and everything else, but she's not interested in the guy. So what ended up happening was Tanya had the option to basically kiss whoever she wanted that was not somebody that she was currently in a couple with, and immediately she goes over to Kai. Immediately she goes over to Kai. So, Shaq doesn't think it's a big deal. He's like, it's in a challenge. But immediately after the challenge, he pulls her and is like, hey, so how about we have a kiss of our own? And she's like, thanks, but no thanks. And basically gives him the cold shoulder. So that told me everything I needed to know. She's claiming that she doesn't want to do it to seem like she's fast or this and that. But no. You're just not romantically interested in Shaq, right? And I don't think Shaq's really interested in Tanya either, you guys, because he is giving me Tyler vibes where he is giving all of these overly compliments and all these overly things about Tanya to the other guys to really make it seem like he's into her, although we have yet to see many conversations of substance. And he kept saying, every time I talk to her, I feel more for her, except for he only talked to her like once that day, the next day or whatever. And I'm like, well, how can you feel all these things by talking to her if you don't talk to her? So I was like, game player, game player. But Tanya has it bad for Kai, you guys, and I was low-key embarrassed for her because Tom comes over to chat with Tanya, right? And she's in the middle of this conversation with Kai or whatever, basically trying to quote-unquote see where his head's at. And as, he's leaving, she basically in there and she walks off with Tom. She says, bye, honey buns, to Kai. And I was like, what? And Kai in the morning debrief with the guys is all of a sudden claiming that Tanya was always in his top two in relation to the kiss that they had the night before in the challenge. And I was like, no, she wasn't. You didn't even step forward for her, dude. Seriously? I just couldn't take the lies, you guys. I just could not take the lies. I was so over it. I was so done with Kai and his foolishness. And so then the big climax is we get to the dirty laundry game, right? Get to the dirty laundry game. The secrets this time around really wasn't that exciting. I think somebody hooked up at a movie theater bathroom, and somebody else like basically had like some type of swinger orgy with like their friend and their girlfriend. Woo woo woo. And then it was weird because for some reason, Tanya's clue was, basically her favorite sex position was quote unquote back shots. And I was a little bit surprised that I forgot who it was that decided to kiss who, but nonetheless, they decided to kiss somebody who was not Tanya. And I was like, well, what other person do you hear saying back shots? Right? Like, let's put two and two together, right? And so, because immediately when I saw that, I was like, oh, that's Tanya. So I don't know if they just didn't want to kiss Tanya or what that was about. But Tom did go over and kiss Tanya in that challenge. So there was that. And Olivia was just kissing everybody. And she gave like a really long kiss for some reason to Shaq. So I don't know what that was about. And so now she's claiming that she wants the boxer. I think she just wants anybody, you guys. She wants anybody because she wants to get out of that couple with Will, you guys. It was very apparent because after this challenge, you know, basically Tom is still trying to make a decision and everything else, and everybody's getting ready for the evening because, as you guys know, Maya said the night before that he had 24 hours to make a decision on who ultimately he was going to choose to be in a couple with, who was he going to steal from, right? Who was he going to steal from, which lad, right? And so right before, as he's like finishing up, you know, these conversations with people, he has Olivia go up on the terrace, you guys, and do her little ringleader routine from the boxing. And I'm like, oh my gosh, Tom sees the desperation and is going to pick Olivia because he has to do no effort, you guys. He has to do no effort. And although blondes is technically his type, and he basically said out loud and basically put Ron on notice that, you know, Lana was his type, he knows that he doesn't have to work for Olivia, right? And I think initially his game plan is going to be, you know what? Olivia's the most available out of all of the women, and I can just make a beeline for her, right? And that's ultimately what he did. For some reason, the camera kept zooming in on Tanya like that was a possibility, and I don't think that was, right? I think Tom was just trying to, you know, be seen as somebody who was open to everybody, but deep down he said from jump that his preference was Lana. His preference was blondes, right? But I think he still may try to pursue Lana on the low in the event that he gets bored of Olivia, right? So that remains to be seen with that. But this group, you guys, is just very chatty, is just very interesting. So I'm excited to see, because in the preview for today's episode, for episode 3 that aired, you know, some hours ago, is basically there's 2 bombshells coming. One that looks like he came straight out of Yoruba, you guys. Like straight out of Yoruba, you guys. And is essentially, I don't know how old he is, but he does not look whatever age he's saying, you guys. He looks a smooth 45 and not a day older, you guys. So I don't know what is going on. And then there's this other lady, and I'm not sure whether or not she's blackfishing, but she has like these blonde braids, and I don't know, these weird cast photos for Love Island, they always have people looking a whole lot different in these photos versus how they look in motion versus how they look when they actually appear on the show, and I just can't take it seriously. Like, Anna Mae looks like a completely different human being without makeup on, you guys. Like, completely different, right? And it's just too much. It is just absolutely too much. Some of the scams that these people are putting on these casting producers, like I need these casting producers to do a better job, you guys. Like, are they saving all of like the quote unquote, you know, drop dead looking bombshells for the summer edition of Love Island UK? Because you know they're going to get dragged if it's going to be more of the same, you guys. But what I don't understand is these women are bored. Maya is outshining the girls, outworking the girls, and doesn't even have to do much, and none of these men are even worth, you know, even getting to know, you guys. They're basically fawning over Doll Kai, you guys, because he's the most attractive, right? Tom is decent looking and Ron is decent looking, and the one thing with Ron in this episode, he revealed that basically he was blind in one eye, because I saw people like making fun of him and calling him cockeyed and stuff and all these things. And he actually said that he had a condition and he got hit, and it detached his retina, and he had several surgeries as a kid trying to get this fixed. And ultimately one day a doctor just basically came up and told him, and was like, listen dude, you're gonna be blind, like we can't do anything else. And so Lana was really captivated by that, and, you know, very intrigued by that and everything else. And so he kind of was trying to lighten it up and be like, you know, just don't think that I'm like not trying to look at you, because I am looking at you or whatever when he's talking. So but that happens sometimes too. So there is that. But that really was the bulk of the episode. So like I said, I will see with episode 3 what these bombshells bring to the table, if they are entertaining at all, if they give us anything. But so far the bombshells are not shelling for me, so we'll have to continue to monitor. But I do think this has potential, you guys. I do think the season has potential, even though people are not happy with the looks of the Islanders. I still think that they're going to give us entertainment because they are a very chatty group, you guys. And I noticed early on that Tanya and Shaq, and this could be compensating for their lack of a connection, is they're doing a good job of, being socially available and integrating themselves into the group of both the men and women, so that they have that social capital in the event that they're ever at risk for being eliminated, which is a very good thing to do, right? Is to build those relationships, because the relationship between them is not building, you guys. It's not building. They both are trying way too hard to pretend to be interested in each other, and it is reflecting on everything. So, because how gung-ho Tanya was to talk to Tom, how gung-ho Tanya is really lusting after Kai, guys. Like, she was smitten after that kiss, and she couldn't wait to kiss him again in the challenge, you guys. So there's that. But unfortunately, sis, Kai's not into you, and if he is into you, it is going to be strictly for strategic purposes, you guys. So that'll be something interesting to monitor, you guys, because I would be shocked if they end up being a couple, right? But we'll have to it remains to be seen. But I just feel like there's going to be some effery that is going to ensue pretty soon, and I can't wait for the fireworks. So there's that. So let me know your guys' thoughts in the comments. Please do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you're notified the moment I post the content on my channel. And with that being said, I'll talk to you guys again very soon.